$7.
Yeah.
Just $7 in his pocket. And then you fast forward and you see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, this global icon.
Yeah, it's an incredible contrast, isn't it? How does someone even bridge that gap?
Exactly. What were the turning points, the real drivers behind that transformation?
Well, that's precisely what we're digging into today.
Right. We've looked at, a detailed account of his life, tracing that whole journey from the early struggles
All the way to wrestling, superstardom, Hollywood, massive business success. It's quite the arc.
It really is. And our mission here isn't just to retell the story. We want to pull out the key elements.
Those moments, those principles that really propelled him.
Yeah. So for you listening, if you're looking for that quick understanding, those aha moments.
Then this deep dive should give you exactly that. We're going to unpack it.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Because what's really interesting is how those early, maybe seemingly negative experiences actually laid the groundwork for later success.
Totally. He was born into wrestling, wasn't he? His dad, Rocky Johnson, a pro wrestler.
And his grandfather, Peter Maivia, a Samoan wrestling legend. So yeah, that world was literally in his blood from day one. Hayward, California, May 2nd, 72.
Right. But despite that lineage, his childhood wasn't exactly stable.
No, the source mentions that. His dad's career meant they moved.
A lot.
Constantly relocating. Think about that. New school's always the new kid.
Must felt pretty adrift,
Yeah, unmoored is a good word for it. But here's the thing. The constant change. It wasn't just tough.
What do you mean?
Well, it forced him to adapt constantly. Learn new places, new people, new rules, fast.
Ah, okay. So it built a kind of resilience or adaptability.
Exactly. A skill that, turned out to be incredibly useful later when navigating totally different worlds like wrestling, movies, business. He could switch gears.
That makes sense. And that adaptability got a serious test when he was, 14?
Yeah, the eviction notice.
Yeah.
In Hawaii, coming home to find that taped to the door. Oof. Imagine seeing that as a kid. The source really highlights the impact that had.
It's visceral, isn't it? That feeling of absolute powerlessness, and then the vow, this will never happen again.
Yeah. That became a core motivator, didn't it? Like a deep-seated drive.
Absolutely. Not just a bad memory, but actual fuel for his ambition.
But it wasn't like things magically got easy after that, right?
Right.
The teen years were still pretty rocky.
Oh, definitely. School troubles, getting into fights, even arrests for theft and fighting. The biography paints a picture of him being at a real crossroads.
A risky period.
Very. But then comes another key moment, someone actually seeing past the trouble.
The teacher.
Yeah, that teacher who saw potential beyond just, his size, saw energy, maybe leadership qualities, and steered him towards football.
That intervention seems crucial, genuinely life-changing.
Transformative is the word. Football gave him an outlet, a positive one.
Discipline, right. And purpose, something to focus on.
And passion. He found something he cared about. And it paid off scholarship to the University of Miami, a top football school.
That's huge.
Yeah.
A major accomplishment coming from where he was.
It is. But, success often brings its own set of challenges.
How so?
Well, he got there. He was a good player, dedicated, but not like a superstar. He spent a lot of time on the bench.
Especially compared to some teammates, right? Like Warren Sapp, who became a legend.
Exactly. That must have been tough emotionally, seeing others shine while you're mostly sidelined. But he didn't quit. He kept working.
That resilience again.
Yep. And then came another big test after college.
The Canadian Football League.
Right. Signed with the Calgary Stampeders. Looked like his pro dream was happening.
But it didn't last.
Nope. Cut after just 2 months. Sent packing back to the U.S.
And that's when
That's the famous $7 moment, all he had left in his wallet.
Wow. The biography really frames that as the absolute low point, doesn't it?
It does. Rock bottom. But what's so compelling is how he reacted. He didn't just, crumble.
He used it.
He channeled it, turned that feeling, that failure, into fuel for a totally new direction.
Yeah. Which was back to the family business.
Exactly. Football was done, so he looked at wrestling, something he knew, something in his DNA.
Following his dad and grandfather's footsteps, he understood that world inherently.
He did, but just knowing the world isn't enough, right? You still got to put in the work.
Oh, yeah. The training. The source mentions the Hart Dungeon in Canada under Stu Hart.
Legendary. And apparently brutal. Really intense, demanding training. He had to earn his stripes.
So he honed his skills there, learned the craft, and then the WWF debut, 1996.
As Rocky Maivia, trying to capitalize on his heritage. Bright outfit, big smile.
And the fans hated it.
Yeah, they booed him out of the building practically. Rocky sucks, chance.
That must have stung.
For sure. But this is where you see that adaptability again. He read the room. He understood this wasn't working.
He didn't just keep doing the same thing.
No. He realized the audience reaction is everything in that business. So he didn't get discouraged. He got smart.
And made a massive pivot.
A huge one. He turned heel, became the bad guy, became The Rock.
Started trash-talking the fans, making fun of them. A total 180 from Rocky Maivia.
And guess what? It clicked. Big time.
Even though it was negative attention.
Negative attention is still attention.
Yeah.
He got a reaction. People were engaged, whether they loved him or hated him. He made them feel something.
And then came the charisma. That electric personality.
Oh, yeah. The eyebrow, the catchphrases, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, iconic stuff.
He wasn't just a wrestler anymore. He was a full-blown performer, an entertainer.
Totally magnetic. And that appeal, it translated directly into success in the ring.
Became one of the biggest stars the WWE had. Late 90s, he was massive.
Winning championships, main eventing WrestleManias.
Huge feuds with guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, The Undertaker. Legends.
He was the main event, like you said. And that massive platform in wrestling, well, it opened other doors.
Hollywood started calling.
He followed that path some other wrestlers had tried. Started with a smaller but memorable role.
Scorpion King in The Mummy Returns, 2001.
Right. People really responded to that character. There was a definite buzz.
Enough buzz to get his own spin-off movie.
The Scorpion King, 2002. His first time headlining a film. And it did well at the box office.
So now he's juggling two massive careers, wrestling star and budding movie star. That takes serious discipline.
Incredible focus. But, Hollywood wasn't exactly rolling out the red carpet initially.
Why not? Because he was a wrestler.
Pretty much. There was definitely skepticism, a perception that, okay, he can do action, but can he really act? The risk of being typecast was huge.
Just a big action guy.
Right. But again, he made smart, strategic moves. He didn't just stick to action.
Like The Game Plan, that family comedy in 2004.
Exactly. That was a very deliberate choice to show people, hey, I can do more than just fight scenes. I have range. I can be funny, charming.
And it worked. It broadened his appeal.
Massively. It allowed him to tackle different genres, comedy like Tooth Fairy, more action like G.I. Joe, adventure like Journey 2. He wasn't stuck in one box.
And that versatility is a big reason why he became one of the highest paid actors in the world.
Absolutely. He proved the doubters wrong. And what's really cool is, even as his movie career exploded,
he didn't forget wrestling.
Never. He'd make these appearances back in WWE, and the crowds would go absolutely wild.
The fans loved that he still connected with his roots.
It showed a loyalty, which resonates. And then he made another big strategic shift, moving behind the camera.
$7 Productions, 2015, right?
Yep, and the name.
Right back to that $7 moment. A constant reminder.
It's about controlling his own destiny, his own projects, building something lasting, not just being the face on screen, producing movies, TV.
Speaking of TV, Ballers on HBO was a big hit for him, too.
Yeah, starring and producing. Showed he could succeed on the small screen as well, cementing his influence across different media.
And it didn't stop there. He branched out into business, too.
Partnerships like Under Armour, launching his own tequila, Terramana.
It seems like the same principles apply, right? The work ethic, the brand building.
Exactly the same. Dedication, understanding his audience, delivering quality. It translates.
And the results speak for themselves. Forbes naming him one of the highest paid actors year after year.
It just underscores the sheer scale of what he's built. It's phenomenal.
We also have to mention his social media. It's huge.
Oh, massive. Millions and millions of followers. But it's not just like promotional fluff.
No, it feels more authentic.
Yeah.
Motivational.
Yeah, he shares a lot of his own journey, his workouts, his mindset. It's a direct connection, and he uses it to inspire people. It really deepens that bond with his audience.
So when you pull back and look at the whole picture, the legacy, the impact, what really stands out?
Well, perseverance has to be number one. You just keep coming back to those early struggles.
The eviction, getting cut from football, the $7.
Yeah. And seeing how he just refused to quit, kept pushing, kept chasing those dreams, that message is incredibly powerful.
And there's a genuineness there too, isn't there? Despite the fame, he seems relatable.
He does. He shares the highs and the lows online, in interviews. People connect with that honesty, that authenticity. It makes the success feel earned.
He also broke down some barriers, didn't he?
Hugely significant. First, third generation wrestler superstar, a major Black crossover star moving from wrestling to dominate Hollywood. That opened doors for others.
And he gives back, too. The Dwayne Johnson Rock Foundation.
Helping at-risk kids, terminally ill children, using his platform and resources for philanthropy. It's an important part of his story.
Plus the whole fitness aspect. The Rock persona is all about strength, discipline.
And he lives it. He shares his insane workouts, his dedication. He's motivated millions to focus on their own health and fitness. He's become a real icon in that space.
He also talks a lot about family, being a father.
Yeah, emphasizes balancing that incredible career with family life, sharing those experiences, setting that example. It resonates with a lot of people trying to juggle it all.
So it's this combination of things. The hard work, the authenticity, breaking barriers, giving back.
It creates this massive global impact. His story inspires people from all walks of life. That core belief that, yeah, maybe anything is possible with enough grit.
His legacy isn't just about the movies or the titles, is it? It's about how he makes people feel.
Exactly. Empowered, inspired, maybe a little more confident in their own potential.
And it feels like his story is definitely not over yet. His influence just seems to keep growing.
No doubt. His journey is this incredible testament to hard work, resilience, overcoming huge challenges to achieve greatness.
It really makes you think. As you reflect on his path, maybe ask yourself this. What $7 moment might be hiding in your own life, that unexpected low point? Could it actually be the catalyst you need for your own greatest achievements?